Alan, just to wrap it all up here in the last couple of minutes, what do you want to see more of Ireland? Oh, yes, we could look at changes with injuries, but as an overall play, when they did attack it a couple of times, they actually they scored a great try from the debutant Osborne, and then through the middle, nice hands from the forwards. Conor Murray was in the inside, and then Ryan Baird. But maybe looking at changes, what would you do there? And also, what do you want to see from Andy Farrell's team a bit more next Saturday?
It's. I don't think there'll be many changes. A couple will be enforced. I think Conor Murray will come in for Craig Casey. Like Matt, let's hope he's all right. I think he put his hand up on the stretcher going away. It took a long time. I think Gary Ringrose has got to come back into the team. Maybe he'll come back in anyway because Bundyacki's holding his arm at the end of the game. Robbie Henshaw took a heavy knock as well. Andrew Porter went off with, I don't know what happened to his hand, and he ends up coming back on, which is brilliant. Dan Sheehan, was it a case of, look, the injury, the twist in his knee was going to get worse and maybe they're protecting him, and you have a really good player in Ronan Keller to come on, to be fair. So I don't know, will there be significant changes? Will Jimmy O'Brien come back in full back? It's possible.
That's a good point, actually. Do you think he might?
Jamie Osborne, I thought, was outstanding in, the testing kicks that they put up against him. He overcommits on Aronsa there. Does Jimmy O'Brien make that tackle and does Hugo Keenan make that tackle? I suspect possibly because of that positioning. He overcommitted a little bit there. And I thought it was a big step from Aronsa. It wasn't. It was just a little swerve, really. But look, easier said than done. I don't know. You could see a couple of changes, freshen things up. I think Ringrose will come back in. Jimmy O'Brien, he's such a good player.
Same back row for you, Quinny?
Well, Ryan Baird had a real impact off the bench, hadn't he? James Ryan was prominent as well. I thought Joe McCarthy, was really getting stuck in. Tyke Furlong, I thought, it hasn't been mentioned. I thought he was really putting himself around the field, making lots of tackles. So they were. What Ireland showed was incredible resilience, and I genuinely believe a lot of teams would have wilted with that intensity, that emotion. You saw it in the anthems. They wanted more than anything since that World Cup to beat Ireland here. They were just, it was one of those kind of ones that there was under no circumstances were they allowed in this Irish team. They wanted to really make this. So it was high-pitched emotional intensity that South Africa were bringing. And I thought Ireland really dug in there. I was really proud of the fact that they never gave up. Do they need to be better? Yes. They need to be more accurate. I think when Joe McCarthy knocks on the ball after the Aronsa try and Ireland get right close to the line, Matt mentioned it, very compressed, a little bit of panic, and Peter pops it up, it hits Joe McCarthy's head and knock on, turnover. You might only get one or two of them in a game, three of them when you get close to someone's line that are that good. And I thought Ireland just a little bit of panic there. Again, very aggressive line speed. What Munster did in against the Bulls and against the Lions in South Africa was they found the edges with some kick passing. And I think that's something we didn't really see of.
South Africa did it a few times, actually.
Yeah, they did. And they're so hard out of the line, and if they get man and ball, so it's a different sort of pressure. I think Ireland will learn, and they'll look at the video and they'll look at certain parts that there was some space and how they can identify to get into some space. The try was brilliant, wasn't it, from Conor Murray, because their shape is really good, and I think out of fatigue at times they just lost their shape, and South Africa just numbered up really well defensively. So. Easier said than done. I think it's just about protecting the ball more and trying to get better shape in attack. The altitude definitely has an effect on players there, and it was probably more so early on. They got their second wind a little bit. So, I think South Africa will be better as well, Stuart. They'll be better for that. But there'll be certainly opportunities that Ireland will be disappointed they weren't able to create and execute. And that's what they're going to have to do in Durban on Saturday if they want to be in with a chance for winning this, because you're going to get the exact same aggression, pressure at set piece. One of the things that's difficult to comprehend for people is they're so good. They have the best line-out defense in the world when you have Steph Totoy, Moster, Etzebeth, um, and you're throwing these guys in the air. Their lifters are really good. Their anticipation, and they let Ireland win a few early. The vast majority of Ireland had to win. Win a couple at the front, which is difficult to attack from. Now, Tyke Byrne, I think, looks very composed and relaxed, and he's really grown into calling those lineouts. Of course, they won a few middle and back, but it's difficult to get your attack going. And Steph Totoy wins one at the end. They show the front, and then he goes and wins it. But look, they've just got to be better right across the board. The worry and the concern is, how do you find the energy after a bruising encounter like that? But I think they'll see opportunities there, and that's the hope, that they can execute some of them next Saturday in Durban.